All right. So pretty much in this video we are going to be looking at the like what team's gonna possibly gonna have the first overall pick. Of course things are gonna change, everyone knows that, but how are they gonna change? What is it gonna look like? Are the Panthers still gonna have the first pick? Are the Cardinals gonna have the first pick? And what are they gonna do about Kyler Murray? Because they still have him under contract for a while. So what are they gonna want to do there? There's a lot of decisions, there's a lot of mistakes that could possibly be made, but there's also a lot of good quarterbacks and a lot of good positional depth in this draft. So we're going to look right at that. So I need to share my screen. All right. So as you can see here, we're going to look first at the Tankathon. This is going to show what is right now, who is the first, second, third, and all the way through 32nd pick. Right now, the Eagles have the last pick because they had the best record. That doesn't mean they're going to win the Super Bowl. They easily could win the Super Bowl. Of course, everyone knows that because how good of a team they are. But that does not mean they are going to. Right now, we are looking at pretty much this top five because these are pretty much the top five teams that can, or even the Giants. You got the Giants in there. The Buccaneers, of course, I feel like they're going to win a couple more games. Even with that division, they could possibly even make the playoffs because that was terrible. Look, the Saints are in that division. Uh, who else is in? Falcons are in that division. Yeah, the whole division is just terrible. So pretty much everyone in that division with I think it's the AFC South it is, yeah. AFC South, they can pretty much all make that playoff position just because you don't honestly need to have a good record to make the playoffs in that division. But right now we're gonna look at these teams right here. We're gonna see what possible pretty much what possible like draft position they will have. So pretty much we're gonna look at let's look at the Panthers remaining schedule here. Let's see, what is that looking like? Pan what's that? Jeez, Panthers 2023 schedule. All right. Right now, do they have any winnable games anymore? Ooh, they could beat the Buccaneers. They could beat the Buccaneers. It's not a long shot. There's a couple games that really aren't long shots here. They could beat the Panthers, they could beat the Saints, and they could beat the Falcons. And they could possibly beat the Buccaneers again. You never know. So that could push them out of the what is it? Of the first overall pick. If they all they have to do is win more than 2 games or 2 games or more, and they could be at that first pick, depending on how bad the Patriots or the Cardinals do. I'm a Patriots fan. At this point, I just hope we do shitty so we get the first pick because it does not look like we're going to be moving on with Mac Jones, no matter how good we do, because of how loaded this draft class is. So if we are going to go for quarterback, might as well go for Caleb Williams. Next, we're going to look at the New England Patriots draft. Here we go. For 1 second. The New England Patriots football schedule. There it is. All right. How realistic is it for the Patriots to lose more games? Chargers. The Chargers are right now they're just not in clutch. Mac Jones does do good against the Chargers, but we just suck. All right, we suck. I'm being honest here. I just want us to suck more, so we can rebuild. We're in the rebuild part of the pretty much our stage of our franchise. So this is what honestly I see happening. All right. Because Aaron Rodgers is pot. It looks like he's coming back. He's in that 21-day window thing or whatever when he can come back from injury reserve. So it looks like the Jets can possibly make the playoffs. You never know. Never know. Anything can happen. It's the NFL. Just ask the Minnesota Vikings with the Minneapolis Miracle. There's so many things that can happen every week in the NFL. So Patriots could easily just lose out. I honestly see them losing out and going, what is it, 2-15? I see them losing out, honestly. Yeah, it's nothing new with the Patriots really right now. I'm just used to it. So I see the Patriots right now. It says part what is it? Chicago has the first pick because of this, and then Arizona, and then us, and then Chicago again. There's a little bit of a 2 game buffer right here. So yeah, they have a 2.5 game lead. Uh, it's not that bad, honestly. I kind of like it. I honestly want us to do terrible at this point. What was it? Who was I gonna look at next? The Arizona Cardinals. All right, Cardinals. I need to kind of search up Arizona Cardinals because there's so many freaking Cardinals teams now. Arizona Cardinals. Oh yeah, okay. So this does not look good for them. They could beat the Steelers. The Steelers are surprisingly good this year. It's freaking weird. So this is what could happen here. They could beat the Steelers. I see that as a possibility. They will lose to the 49ers. They could beat the Bears. I see that happening. They will definitely lose to the Eagles, and they could possibly beat the Seahawks because the Seahawks are just a weird team right now. So you never know, honestly. It is up and down. It's you never really know, but honestly, with how good of the teams that the Patriots are going to be playing, Patriots have a good shot to either finish at 2 or 1. And if they don't go for a quarterback, Marvin Harrison is right there. And I guess we might just stick it out with Mac Jones one more year and say bye bye to Bill O'Brien because we had Matt Patricia the year before and he was dog shit. But he was still better than Bill O'Brien. Oh my god, he is terrible. I honestly thought at the beginning of the season our offense was going to be saved because we had Bill O'Brien. He was a good offensive coordinator last time we had him. I understand we did have Tom Brady and all those people, but still, he was a good offensive coordinator. But I guess he became dumb or whatever because Jesus Christ, what other teams could possibly lose out? I'm really looking at like these top four because the Washington Commanders and Giants they both play each other I think one more time, so they could just, like both beat each other once or whatever, and then, just completely just stay at that position. As long as the Patriots don't trade out of that pick that they have, I will be fine. I haven't had to watch. I usually, being a Patriots fan, I usually have to, watch around like this area, like the deep 20s, 32 winning the Super Bowl. Past couple years, it's been like around this area, 15 to 24. But now it looks like we gonna have this pick right here. That pick. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Because let's look at Caleb Williams. ESPN. We're gonna look at Caleb Williams stats real quick. We're gonna do some like comparisons, just in case we fall out of the first pick and we don't get Caleb Williams. These are the people I'm gonna want. So we're gonna look at Caleb Williams right here. All right, that was my phone. All right. See, he has 3,633 passing yards to 30 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. And then we go to his rushing yard, and then we go to his rushing stats. He does not run the ball too much, but in college, when you get sacked, it does count towards rushing yards. So that could be he just got sacked a couple of times, and they did just take that. They do take that away from his rushing yards. So we don't know how many times he really got sacked. It doesn't really show it right here. But yeah, rushing yards do you do lose rushing yards when you get sacked in college. So as you can see, it's showing like some highlights in the top right over here. But yeah, not bad. I really like Caleb Williams. He does not have too many flaws. Of course, you're gonna find flaws in every single player pretty much possible. If you just nitpick it easily, you can always find flaws. Next, we're gonna search up Bo Nix. This is a quarterback I would be fine with getting because I like Oregon. I like how he plays. As you can see here, look at this. 3,906 yards passing, 37 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. And I'm pretty sure, as I've been watching some of the games, he does run the ball like a couple of times when he needs to. Watching the Oregon game, he did run for what is it, a touchdown, and that was of a QB option. So he has been playing pretty well recently. And then next is another possibility of Drake May here. See, he's not bad. He's not bad, of course, you're looking at the 3,600 passing yards. That is just about what Caleb Williams had, but not as many touchdowns as Bo Nix has. He's not on as good of a team as Bo Nix or Caleb Williams, so that is why they are not as ranked as high as those two, like the team. But he does play pretty well. Of the things I have seen with his stats and of his plays, and now I've seen him play in real games on like TV, he has played pretty well. So that is a good comparison to be, or a good person to be able to go and get. This person, Marvin Harrison Jr. Even though I hate Ohio State because I like Michigan and Michigan and Oregon, but Michigan because Ohio State can't like him. But he is such a great player. Look at these stats: 67 yards. I mean, 67 receptions for 1,211 yards, 14 touchdowns, and is averaging 18 yards per reception. That is absolutely wild. All right, so we're gonna go to his here. Let's go to his career. Yeah, look at this career stats right here. Last year he had 77 receptions for 1,263 yards. This year he had 10 less receptions and only finished with 50 receiving yards less. It does look like he what is it? It does look like he did pretty good, of course, right here. Did like almost had the exact same stats as you can see. Doesn't really carry that, but he doesn't really do those jet sweeps that much. That's not what you want to do with a player like this when he's more of a deep threat receiver than of a middle to intermediate type receiver like Deebo Samuel, where he doesn't usually do too many deep routes. He usually does more medium to intermediate to jet sweeps. So that is another person I would like. Those are pretty much the top people I would like to see the Patriots get. Hopefully at this point, I just hope we suck. I just hope we suck. Because the team sucks. The entire team sucks. You can't blame it on one thing. You can't really blame it on Mac Jones because of I'm watching these games and I am seeing him just get absolutely killed in the first 2 seconds of the ball being snapped because the O linemen just don't block. Their pass protection is terrible. The passing is terrible no matter what quarterback is in. The receivers aren't getting open. The only bright spot on our offense is Ramondre Stevenson. He is doing pretty much everything he can to be able to have this team do what it can possibly do in the running game. Him and Ezekiel Elliott are pretty much the only bright spots on our team for rushing, or pretty much for our team at all for offense. And then for defense, we can't cover. We can't get sacks because no Matthew Judon. Judon usually gets the best person on their O line blocking them, and then that usually lets create something. Christian Gonzalez, we were so happy about him when he was doing in the early part of the year, and then he tears his labrum, I believe it was, against the what is it, the Cowboys, and now he's out. He was out for the whole year. He was probably going to be defensive rookie of the year. He was locking everybody down, and it just sucks. Patriots were looking good in the early part of the year with our young players, and then all of a sudden it just falls down. Oh, another good person on the Patriots is Demario Douglas, but that's pretty much it. So yeah, as you can see here, we're gonna look at this one more time. Yeah, as you can see here, it's not that good. Patriots aren't doing good at all. Hopefully we can figure it out, but until then, doesn't look like it. Yeah, then we could look at this. We could do a couple picks with this. I'm gonna do a couple picks with this, and then I'm gonna end the video. Because this can't take a while. I'll do a full video of this, but really, right now, if the Bears did have this first pick, would they trade out of it? What teams would want to trade up? Because the Bears, look at this. They have the first and the 4th. Do they go for Caleb Williams? That is a thing. Honestly, if I was the Bears, I understand Justin Fields does show some bright spots, but there's no way you just pass up on Caleb Williams, right? And then I feel like, Marvin Harrison goes to the does he go to the Cardinals? That is the thing. Like, there's no way he would get passed up on. They don't really need, I would say, a receiver. They do have good receivers. But if you look at Marvin Harrison, there's like you always will be like, oh, we don't really need wide receivers. Like I'm only gonna do the top like first 5 picks of this, but you always think like you don't need a position, but then you see a player like Marvin Harrison, you're like, huh, what does he do good? There's everything. Like he does everything possibly good. Like there's no way he doesn't do anything good. So that's like what you have to think about. If they stick with Kyler Murray, then I think they go Marvin Harrison. If they don't, then I think they draft Drake May or whatever. Patriots, as you can see here, I think they go. I think they go Drake May here, and then I think if they're gonna want to do good with Caleb Williams, they're gonna need to protect him. But what edge rushers are looking good? No, really edge rush. I don't really like any of these. I do like that name though, Kool-Aid. That's pretty cool. I like that. I would say they do go for was an offensive lineman, of course. And then they do need a quarter. No, they really don't need a quarterback. Brock Bowers. That's honestly pretty surprising. I would like Brock Bowers here. Honestly, even though I'm pretty sure he's hurt. He's going to be fine by the end, by the time the season starts, or possibly even the draft when they're doing the combine stuff. So those are what the first 5 picks are looking like. Of course, it's going to change as time goes on, and when what is it, like the picks are solidified. But until then, that is who I am thinking of what's going to go on. And hopefully, you guys did like this video because I'm going to be doing more of these kind of things of what's going to be going on with NFL draft and of when teams go up and down in this draft. It's pretty much, if you guys want to look at it, like what the teams are looking like in the draft position right now, you can search up Tankathon NFL, and it's going to tell you everything you need to know about what team is in what position at what time. All right, and until then, I will see you guys later. Peace out.